I'm here with Minutearth, This Minute Earth. It's me. There's this viral news story claiming that China has created the world's first pregnancy robot, a humanoid with an artificial womb that could carry a baby to term for about $14,000. But did it? On today's episode of Truth Decoded, we separate viral headlines from verified facts. Okay, so the news originated in a late July 2025 Wired China article reporting on a Guangzhou-based company called Kaiwa Technology planning to launch a humanoid gestation robot, a robot with a womb-like chamber in its abdomen, fed by a nutrient hose with a view to full 10-month gestation, with a service price around 100,000 yuans, which converts to about $14,000. Subsequent stories, including in the New York Post, the Times of India, the Economic Times, and Interesting Engineering, all more or less repeat the original claims. Some stories tied the reveal to the August World Robot Conference in Beijing and projected a 2026 prototype. It all sounded pretty world-changing, so our team ran it through our viral rumor mill, which flagged the story for a potential audience and interest, but also a high alert for fakery given the grandiose claims and lack of independent corroborating sources. And indeed, within days, several fact-checkers had investigated, Snopes reported, that the claims lacked credible evidence and that Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, where the purported inventor has a PhD, denied any such graduate and any such research. A Google search of the supposed inventor's name along with the keywords gestation robot or artificial womb didn't yield any results. After reaching out to Kaiwa Tech, the New York Post amended their piece to add that it couldn't independently verify the existence of the robot, and AFP reported that China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology told them that the company is not among those that it supervises. Interesting Engineering pulled their piece altogether. Bottom line, none of the original sources provided any evidence that a working artificial womb robot exists. So as of today, August 21, 2025, there is no verified demonstration of a humanoid robot that can carry a human pregnancy to term, and key credentials cited in viral posts do and check out. That's our verdict. We actually hadn't planned to cover this until the viral claims started generating requests from viewers who'd seen the story online and wanted to know if it was legit. So we're making this update community-driven. Head over to our site, click the link in the description and tell us what you think. If enough folks request it, we'll code switch to your preferred language, make a phone version, or even release a podcast feed. We may even feature your comments on our show. That said, now that we've established that the viral pregnancy robot claims aren't true, let's talk about what does exist: real artificial womb science. Because while the viral claims are false, artificial womb research is a serious, active field. In 2017, researchers at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia used a fluid-filled biobag to keep premature lambs alive for weeks, mimicking the uterus and providing the environment for continued development. By the end of the experiment, the lambs weighed almost double their initial birth weight, had grown wool, and shown maturation of key organs, providing a proof of concept that gestation outside the womb is possible. Since then, reviews and updates have explained that the system aims to buy time keeping ultra-premature fetuses viable until they can safely be born, focusing on the period of greatest vulnerability in brain development and increasing the chances of long-term survival. Human trials haven't yet been announced, but they wouldn't be starting from scratch. Preclinical work has demonstrated that the biobag supports cellular development and brain connectivity in fetal lambs, even during critical periods of brain development, and other labs have made significant advances towards modeling the maternal environment outside the body. At the University of Pennsylvania, researchers have developed a bioreactor that more closely simulates the changing conditions of the pregnant uterus. It uses a soft silicone bag filled with a heated saline solution that pumps oxygen and nutrients into a culture medium surrounding the fetus and collects waste through a catheter. That system allowed twin lambs to develop past 32 weeks gestation, close to full term. At Imperial College London, researchers have been testing a 3D bioprinted scaffold that replicates the mechanical interactions between the developing fetus and the uterine walls. They've successfully grown sheep fetuses to full term in their model. Human trial participants would still need to carry their fetuses to around 24 weeks, after which the goal would be to prolong gestation outside the womb for as long as necessary to allow the fetuses to grow to viability. Most experts believe that the biggest breakthroughs will come from incremental improvements to these existing models. No one is talking about full-term gestation outside the womb, let alone robot pregnancy. Researchers are exploring how to integrate fetal monitoring into the biobag, including using ultrasound and electrical impedance tomography, a non-invasive technique that uses electrodes placed on the mother's abdomen to estimate fetal growth. They're also developing imaging techniques to monitor blood flow to the fetus, as well as computer models that incorporate biophysical data, like fetal movement, and biochemical markers, like hormones, to predict fetal health and inform treatment. In 2023, a paper published in Nature Communications reported successful attempts to extend the life of extremely premature lamb fetuses outside the womb, keeping them alive for up to 5 weeks using a device that more closely resembles the environment of the later stages of pregnancy. The lead author hopes that the technology could one day help babies born before 28 weeks survive without the need for invasive procedures like surgery. Now, at this stage, scientists are beginning to tackle the many ethical and social questions surrounding artificial wombs. Because if the technology eventually proves safe and effective, it'll open up a whole host of new challenges. Researchers have pointed out concerns about informed consent, parentage, fetal personhood, and how access to this technology will shape or reshape reproductive rights debates. And a 2023 paper from researchers at the University of Oxford argues that we should consider how we define birth and citizenship if children born outside the womb become a possibility. There's lots of work to be done before the science can answer those questions, but ultimately, the dream of giving babies born too early a better chance at life is what keeps researchers in the field and reminds them that what they are doing really matters. And that's our program. Now for the real science. Next time you hear a headline claiming that a company or researcher has invented an artificial womb, do a quick web search for recent news from reputable sources. You can always find the latest updates to our story on our website, including links to our sources and relevant news alerts. We've gotten a few questions from viewers asking how they can help us produce more episodes. Well, we're currently working on a pitch for a funder, but in the meantime, you can donate via the link in the description. Our community of supporters enable us to keep producing episodes on the topics you request. So thanks to everyone who's donated so far. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to our supporters, and thanks to all of you for watching.